Soft, melancholic piano music begins, slightly out of tune. A faint scent of lavender and dust hangs in the air. A young woman's voice, tinged with a wistful sadness, begins. "Oh, darling, let me tell you about disappointment. It's a terribly delicate thing, you see, like a porcelain doll dropped on a marble floor. Irreparable, really. And it seems, tragically, that I've become a connoisseur. It started, as these things so often do, with an expectation. A fragile, shimmering hope for decency. I'm from a place where even hardship possessed a certain grace. Old Soviet countries, you know, where things weren't always good, but there was a profound dignity in the struggle. My grandmother, she used to say, even a broken samovar still holds warmth, child. And I truly believed, foolishly perhaps, that some essence of that remained even here. But oh, my sweethearts, allow me to introduce you to the Embassy Suites by Hilton San Diego Bay downtown, a place where warmth goes to die. It began innocently enough. My darling daughter, she had a conference. A technology conference brimming with bright young minds and, one presumes, a modicum of intellectual stimulation. She had a dreadful journey, delayed flights, hours at the airport with the grandchildren. A mother's heart aches merely recalling it. A sanctuary, a haven, was all she craved, a space to rest, a concept, it turns out, utterly foreign to this establishment. I remember, when I was a little girl, my mother would always inspect the sheets in a hotel. Not for cleanliness necessarily, although that was important, of course, but for the feel. The texture, the weight, the promise of a peaceful slumber. It's about creating a cocoon, a small, safe world. This place understands nothing of cocoons. She arrived, poor thing, at 1 a.m. Imagine, exhausted beyond measure, seeking only a simple courtesy, and was met with rudeness, such unnecessary cruelty. The girl at the front desk, a vision in barely concealed boredom, barely deigned to acknowledge her existence. It's a small thing, you might think, a fleeting moment of indifference, but it's like a tiny crack in a dam, isn't it? Water slowly but inexorably begins to seep through, and the smell, oh the smell, a cloying, artificial sweetness attempting to mask something ancient and unpleasant, a desperate attempt to cover up neglect, to hide the ghosts of forgotten cleanliness. Like trying to perfume a decaying rose, really. The daughter, bless her heart, tried to be pragmatic, sprayed air freshener, hoping to banish the miasma. But it lingers, doesn't it, the scent of despair. It clings to the nostrils, to the soul. And then the bathroom, a testament to the triumph of haste over hygiene. Hair, black hair, blonde hair on the walls in the tub. It's not merely unhygienic, you understand, it's a violation. It screams of carelessness, of a complete disregard for the basic human need for cleanliness. One expects, doesn't one, to find one's own hair in the drain, not the remnants of countless strangers. The carpet, my dears, was no better, filthy, leaving dark smudges on her socks. It's not just about aesthetics, it's about the insidious feeling of being surrounded by the detritus of others, a physical manifestation of decay. Voice becomes slightly sharper, more analytical now. Consider the logistics of this, the sheer failure of systems. Housekeeping, clearly rushed, operating under impossible pressures, their dignity eroded by cost-cutting measures and relentless quotas. A tragic cycle, really. They are themselves victims, forced to perpetuate this mediocrity. And the management, complicit in their suffering, valuing profit over people. It's a moral failing, wouldn't you agree? And the do not disturb sign, a universally recognized symbol of privacy, of the fundamental human right to solitude, ignored, banged upon at 11:05 in the morning, a housekeeper in her haste displaying a breath.
Aching lack of respect.
The reality of businesses near Embassy Suites by Hilton, San Diego Bay downtown. If you're staying at the Embassy Suites by Hilton, San Diego Bay downtown, you might assume the surrounding businesses would match the hotel's polish. You'd be wrong. The area is a minefield of overpriced mediocrity, baffling service, and scams dressed up as hospitality. Let's start with Seaport Village. On paper, it's charming, quaint shops, waterfront views, ducks waddling around. In reality, it's a relic of the 1980s held together by peeling paint and tourist desperation. The parking situation alone feels like a trap. Signs promise reasonable rates, but the fine print, or lack of it, hits you with fees so steep you'll wonder if you accidentally parked in a bank vault. One family paid for 2 hours and got slapped with a 24 charge because they didn't know they had to validate their ticket at a shop. The ducks. Cute, until you see tourists feeding them bread, something that could kill them, while staff shrug like they've never heard of basic animal care. Then there's AquaVie Fitness Wellness Club, where paying $275 a month gets you a broken air conditioner and a cold plunge pool that's only for men. Members complain of ignored maintenance, sudden closures blamed on the weather, and a receptionist who greets inquiries with the warmth of a tax auditor. One caller asked about steam saunas and got a robotic $200 a month before the line went dead. If luxury means paying top dollar for neglect, congratulations, you found it. Hungry. Puesto at the headquarters might tempt you with its trendy patio and fire pits. Don't be fooled. This is a masterclass in how to ruin Mexican food. Tacos arrive with less meat than a diet pamphlet. Salsa burns like a betrayal. And servers vanish the moment you take a bite, only to reappear, wide-eyed, when it's time to guilt trip you about tips. One diner's ribeye taco was a sad stack of dry meat and a lone carrot stick. Another waited 45 minutes for a reservation, only to be seated and then ignored like a ghost. At these prices, you could fly to Mexico City and eat like royalty. Nightlife here isn't much better. Parq Nightclub treats its guests like nuisances. Hats are banned unless they're not. Dress codes are enforced unless you're the right kind of patron. One man tossed his daughter's gifted cap in the trash after being told he couldn't enter unless he paid $5, only to see others inside wearing hats freely. Women report being groped, then kicked out when they defend themselves. Bottle service takes 2 hours, and last call might mean we're bored of you. It's less a club, more a poorly run circus where the clowns are in charge. Even shopping is a gamble. Love Aesthetics sells candles and quirky gifts, but good luck getting your order. Customers report emails vanishing into the void, shipments arriving late or never, and a store vibe that's equal parts witchcraft and overpriced swear words. One buyer waited a month for a refund. Another called it creepy. At least the skull decor matches the customer service. Last, Raised by Wolves, a speakeasy where the only secret is how bad the service is. Reservations mean nothing. You'll be seated at a pillar like a punished child, while empty tables taunt you. Bartenders prioritize gossip over drinks, and one patron was snapped at like a dog for daring to stand near the bar. The cocktails are fine if you can get one, but the experience feels like paying $20 to audition for a role in someone else's ego trip. The takeaway: this isn't just bad luck, it's a pattern. Businesses near the Embassy Suites seem to operate on a formula: charge premium prices, deliver minimum effort, and act shocked when people complain. If you're staying here, venture farther out. Your wallet and your sanity will thank you. And if you see someone feeding ducks bread at Seaport Village, Steal the bread. Be the hero the ducks deserve.
Oh, I was just looking into things around Embassy Suites by Hilton San Diego Bay downtown. Like, what tourists should be careful about. And wow, some of these scams, it's just sad, really. So like businesses near Embassy Suites by Hilton San Diego Bay downtown, some of them, they pretend to be all nice, but then they do bad things. Like, there was this restaurant in the Gaslamp quarter not too far, where the owners lied to get all this money meant for COVID relief. They said their businesses were struggling, but really, they were hiding millions in cash at their house. Can you believe that? And then they just took the money like it was nothing. I bet after this, the restaurants probably closed, and the owners, well, they ray in big trouble now. Court, jail, all that. And the people who trusted them, left with nothing. And then, oh my God, there was this woman, Gina Champion Kane. She was like, super fancy, owned restaurants and shops, and everyone thought she was so smart. But guess what? She ran a huge Ponzi scheme. Like 400 million huge. She tricked people into giving her money for liquor licenses, but it was all fake, just taking from one person to pay another. And when it all fell apart, so many businesses lost everything. I bet some of them were near Embassy Suites by Hilton San Diego Bay downtown, Tourists probably walked right past them, never knowing. And Gina, she got 15 years in prison. Serves her right, but still so many people hurt. Oh, and jewelry stores? There was this group of guys who just smashed cases in broad daylight, stole like 1.5 million in jewelry, right in front of everyone. Imagine being a tourist just shopping and suddenly smash thieves running off with everything. The stores probably had to close for a while, and the owners so scared, probably. Police caught them, but still. What if you were there? You'd be so shocked. It's just sad, Like